Listen to this. Spooch. Well, it's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. So blue, just I do a pretty good Elvis, don't I? And it kind of look like her. This is one of my favorite Christmas songs. That's why I made it. It's Wednesday, December the 3rd. It's another edition of Unbreakable, the friggin' podcast. Listen. I better not jerk around too much here or I will break a bone. I don't know how he did it. How did Elvis swivel those hips? He did it. I just don't know how he did. I mean, I swivel my finger and I might have a broken bone. We're going to talk about favorite Christmas songs tonight. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Eagles, talk about the Phillies, talk about Miley Cyrus, talk about commercials, talking about monkeys and bears. Monkeys and bears, oh my, monkeys and bears, oh my. You know, a lot of people have tried to do this song, but there's only one Elvis. And that's the way it is with any song. Once you get that signature voice, they're always associated with that song. Right? Blue, 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 green, blue. And Elvis, when you think of Blue Christmas, you think of Elvis, right? When you think of White Christmas, you think of Bing Crosby. It's like that with almost every Christmas song. And I told you this before. If you've been watching me for these over 500 episodes, you know Daddy gave you this advice before. And always listen to Daddy. All you need to do is write a good Christmas song, and you're set for life. You don't have to work anymore. You don't have to get up at 5 in the morning and slave and just battle the weather and traffic. Get on the bus, get on the subway, whatever you do. All you gotta do is write one good Christmas song. One. I'm not talking about a whole album. One good Christmas song, and you're set for life. I mean, look at Mariah Carey. Look at All I Want for Christmas Is You. I mean, after a while, it drives up the freaking wall because they start playing around November the 1st, and they don't get done playing until Christmas, you know? Do you know, as rich as Mariah Carey, whatever it is, Mariah, as rich as she earns 80,000, what the hell am I talking? $80 million every single year, just by that one song, just by the royalties of All I Want for Christmas Is You. Every time that song is played on the radio or streaming, cha-ching, she gets paid. Because not only did she sing the song, she wrote the song. So there's this chick. She's probably just laying around eating chocolates all day, just whatever she's done. You really think she's like working or something? No. She's got a nail stuff. And she's making $80 million every year. You can count on that money coming in. You can count $80 million One song. That's all I ask you to do. And if you write one good Christmas song, think of Daddy, think of me, and maybe send me a box of chocolates or something. Okay? All right, anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. So I said, let's talk about this Miley Cyrus. I would be able to tell you one freaking song that she sings. Not one. The only thing I know of her is like, she used to be Hannah Montana when she was a kid. Her dad is Billy Ray Cyrus. Don't break my heart. I hate me break it home. I just don't think you understand. Oh yeah. He's got the glasses now, he's got the long hair. And did you see him he's dating again? Crikey. This Elizabeth Hurd. And you kind of wonder, what is Elizabeth Hurd? Who's like 60 years old, but she's gorgeous. What is he doing with a guy like that? With long, stringy, greasy hair, glasses, and you know what it is? This, this, this. He's got the chicken. He's got the chicken. Anyway, getting back to Miley Cyrus. I don't know what's about her. To me, all these young female singers all blend together. You got your Miley Cyrus, you got your Sabrina Carpenter, you got your Ariana Grande, you got your Taylor Swift, you can forget her. You got your Sabrina Carpenter. Did I mention her already? Whatever. They all blend into one together. Yeah, it's all the same. The reason I mentioned Miley Cyrus is because she's got engaged. Yep, she's off the market. Miley Cyrus is off the market. So if you were hoping to hook up with Miley Cyrus, forget it. Forget it. She's already taken. Okay. Move on. Move on. So I don't know when she's getting married. I saw her fiance. He doesn't smile. I saw a couple pictures of him. He's like, "Dad, you know what? If I was engaged to Miley Cyrus, I'd be all smiles." He's this hairy guy with curly, long hair, and he wears dark glasses, and he's just not the most pleasant guy. I'm not saying that for him. So I think it's going to be like a race. Who's going to tie it up first? Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus? It's neck and neck down the stretch. Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus. Hey, it's one play of Taylor Swift. Well, I know both of these, unless they happen on the same day. We've done something. You got the magazines, Parade magazine, the People magazine out there covering the names. And they'll be at Miley's, and then they all jump in the car and they go over to Taylor's room and meet hours. Maybe they can double date. Maybe they can have a double wedding. I don't think so. Well, the advantage is Taylor Swift is much more popular, and her boyfriend, for not saying, Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, is much better known. That has said, I don't even know this guy's name. This Mr. Feature Mr. Cyrus or whatever. I don't even know his name. So there you have it. Oh, I forgot. You know who I forgot? She just had a birthday, you know that. Britney Spears. Yeah, I know what song she did. Oops, I did it again. Oh, no, that's old. But yeah, she blends in the tip. But anyway, congratulations, Miley Cyrus. Getting engaged. What else is going on? But did you see that commercial? That's commercial that's been TV lately. Here's the gist of it. I'll give it to you. See if this rings about. If you're over 40, there's a possibility you could look like this. But you could look like this. You're over 40, there's a possibility you could look like this. And you could look like this. If you're over 40, you do this. This spray. Spray it on your face. On your face will be this is what it calls or something. It's made of sunspots. But yeah, I see that everywhere now. You know, every time I turn on TV, it's either Christmas commercial which is good. It's the Christmas season. Or this men's coach. Now, if you're over 40, you could look like this. But you should be looking like this. Anyway, so I just had to mention that because it's very annoying. I just can't stand it. All right, let's talk monkeys. So, there's all kinds of weird videos that go viral. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on X, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on Instagram. And you get a lot of weird videos on Instagram. And I saw one the other day that caught my attention. How could it not? There's this young girl, I think she was like a teenager. She's at the zoo. And she's up against the glass, and a gorilla, a gorilla, is up against the glass, like looking at it. And they're looking at each other, and they're just looking and looking. And they're like doing this on the glass to each other. And then before. And all of a sudden, the gorilla turns its back, like it's going to get up and leave, walks a few paces, and then poops on the glass. I mean, it pooped right all over the glass, splattered all over. Poop. Gorilla poop all over the glass. Certainly caught my attention. Well, you don't have to hit me with a hammer to say that like, I'm not wanted. Can you imagine that girl going home and her mom and grandma saying, "Did you have fun at the zoo?" "No, the gorilla shit on me. What did shit on me?" I mean, that would really break my will. I'm telling you. God, good thing that glass was there. Of course it would be there if not the gorilla, maybe tear apart. But it's a good thing the glass was there. Anyways, that's the kind of crap part of the pun is on social media, virally, whatever we call it. And then we have the story of the California bear. Did you hear about this? 500-pound bear has been living in the crawl space of this guy's house, possibly since June. 500 pounds. And how he found out was because his backyard has been shoveled things out of place for a long time. So he thought, maybe somebody's breaking in, trying to break in. So he installed a camera in the backyard to catch whoever was lurking around. And here one night recently, he finds a big black bear, brown bear, whatever, coming out of his crawl space, doing this to try to Ouija its way out of that space, can just about get in and out. And that's what the bear is doing. Every day he goes into the crawl space, sleeps, comes back out at night. And so these zoo people, the forest rangers, hey boo boo, hey boo boo, hey boo bear, hey boo boo. They said, well, probably the bear's been using the crawl space under the house, sort of like a den, because that's what bears do. If they don't hibernate, they find it dead, like a bad cave. Yeah, they got TV there, and you got snacks. They have snacks, and they have all kinds of stuff. So you could just settle in from them. But apparently, this particular bear is just using this crawl space as a den. He's coming and going. It's in the little apartment. No. And the guy says, I should have known something was funny because every time I go and watch TV in the living room, I hear something moving around under the house. Well, there you go. So I don't know how this situation is going to resolve itself. I would just let the bear. I would not touch the bear. I mean, we're talking 500-pound freaking bear. You don't want to get that big. Listen, if that bear wants to, you well, take my dad away from you. I'm going to take your head away from you. So that's that. So there was no follow-up to the story, what they're going to do, if anything at all. To me, the bear's not harming anything, right? I mean, as long as he's cleaning up after himself. I think the reason they think the bear's been coming in the crossface since June is there's probably a bear poop in there too. So far, this has been a poopy show, that's good. So, today, maybe the bear can even, whatever the bear wants. If the bear wants to bring some Tostitos in there, Cheetos, whatever, Fritos, that's fine. That's fine with it. The bear can do it. It's okay. So there's our animal portion. This is what. Well, this goes back to what we were talking about. I was looking up. I was curious. What are people's favorite Christmas songs? What are your favorite Christmas songs? Write to me after this video. Put some in the comments and let me see it for next time I come on here, which will probably be maybe Friday or Saturday. So I'm talking about the Eagles game, upcoming football for the weekend. What's your favorite Christmas song? I got too many, the one I just played, New Christmas. Let it snow. But there's certain people, I like the D. Martin version. Let it snow, all the doors and shine. About you so cold. Let's go be. And certain people you identify with the songs. So I looked it up. Billboard magazine, which is a big magazine for music, last year at this time, they did a big survey. They got all their people together, music people, producers, arrangers, writers, performers, fans. They got everybody together and they polled what are their favorite, what was it, 50 songs. I'm not going to give you that. I'm going to give you the top 5 Christmas songs according to Billboard. Now, this is subjective. Some people like some people like others, Some people like the vintage classic Christmas songs. Some people are into new stuff, like Sabrina Carpenter, those young diva singers I mentioned before. And this list it's not compiled under sales. This is just favorites. Yep. So here's the 5. I'll start with 5 and I can't my way down through. And see if you can guess what comes back. Number 5 on Billboard's list of most popular Christmas songs of all time. Number 5 is White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Now, I thought that would be up a little high. But, we're not living in 1944 anymore. What year is it? 1825? Something like that. When I was growing up as a kid, about 1827, Bing Crosby's White Christmas will always be a favorite song, no matter what. You'd have your carpenters come out with their Christmas story, which I love. So it's a beautiful, beautiful scene. You have your grandma got run over by reindeer. You have your Holly Jolly Christmas, Burl Ives. The other versions are just okay. They're okay. But give me the Burl Ives rendition any day. But White Christmas was always the number 1 song. Not anymore. No, not anymore. Number 5, and this is the top 5. Bing Crosby's been dead how long? 20, 30 years, I guess. I remember Bing Crosby. Remember that duet he did with David Bowie around Christmas time? Bing Crosby used to have a TV special on every single week. All those classic guys. Perry Como, Dean Martin. They always had Andy Williams. They always had Bob Hope. Christmas specials on every year. The networks could bank on it. They said, well, we're going to fill in 10 o'clock Thursday night for Bing Crosby's Christmas in Christmas. And it always got big ratings. It made big money. It made NBC money. And winner, chicken dinner. So, but I remember the David Bowie did. They duetted on Little Drummer Boy. And the lead up to, if you ever see the video, was kind of weird. Big's house, sprawling beach. His living room was all decorated. He would fix Christmas tree. Here's who's knocking at the door. Who's at the door? But David freaking Bowie. Now, what would you do if David freaking Bowie was standing in your door? Huh? You'd let me in, of course. But it's like they greet each other. They're all friends. Not really. This Christmas special was taped around 77, I think, 70, sometime. Yeah. And of course, Bowie was pretty well known, but he was known from ground control of the Major Tom, ground control of the Major Tom, and a lot of weird stuff where Bowie would dress up with this space creature, or like a woman, or some hiding. So it was kind of weird seeing David Bowie standing at Bing Crosby's and wanted to do shit. No, and at the time, David Bowie had this thing. You look like a little fairy. I don't know if you can say fairy. He looked like a little elf with the haircut. He had this pixie haircut at the time. And he almost had pointy ears, too. He did. If you look at the video, you'll see David Bowie had pointy ears. I swear to God. Anyway, so Big lets him in, and they chit-chat like their old friends. And they don't know each other, but they threw them together for this TV special because they were hoping to get the young people to watch the old Bing Crosby, all crew, to get to watch his show. So they put David Bowie. So David Bowie's like hanging around the piano with Bing, nothing else to do. And they're talking, and they're saying, wouldn't it be nice if we had more peace in the world? And all of a sudden, what the hell? They start singing. Come, they told me, oh, and what's cool about it is David Bowie starts singing another song alongside Bing. So while Bing's singing Little Drummer Boy, David Bowie is singing some song I really don't know. It's a Christmas thing. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. And David Bowie's got this high range, whereas the bingo is down, boom, 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 down, boom. So, but it sounded good. It was weird. It sounded good. Who knows if they ever hooked up again? But that one time that they were together, it's become a Christmas statement. Yeah. But it did make the top 5. I digress. Back to the top 5 Christmas songs of all time. Number 5, White Christmas, which was the biggest selling record of all time, biggest single of all time. And again, they wrote Irving Berlin, who wrote God Bless America, all kinds of music, wrote the White Christmas. And really wrote it for the troops who served overseas during World War II. And the troops must have heard it My dad included, who was in Europe, fighting the Nazis in Vienna. And it was sort of a home, sort of made you feel like stay alive and come home. You know, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to do. That had to hit the heart. Okay, so number four on the list of the most popular Christmas songs of all time is, do you know what this one is though? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. Last Christmas by Wham. Wham. We know Wham was this group. Two guys, really unreleased. They were very popular, especially in China. They went over there into the live concert in China. Had like 1 million Chinese there at the concert. A million. They're very popular. And we know what happened was the great George Michael. Went on after he left me to have a really good solo career, especially the album Faith, which won Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, all around was 1980. And the other half of Wham was a kind of Andrew Ridgely. He's still living, but I saw a picture of him. Anyway, little did we know that this Last Christmas would become an iconic song around the holiday season. And you know, I remember when this came out in the 80s, early 80s, and wasn't that popular in the song. You know, they played it on the radio, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. People just love the song, and they just it grows in popularity every year. And more people are getting into George Michael now and realizing, okay, great singer, great singer, and good songwriter too. And he wrote Last Christmas, but died too young, way too young. But anyway, that's number 4 on the list. Now, number 3 on the list is, it's interesting how the top 5 are a mix of kind of newer Christmas songs and older traditional classic Christmas songs, pop songs. And so number 3 is, it's another traditional one. It's one that came out in the 50s. Can you guess this one? Nat King Cole originally did. Chestnuts roasting on the open fire. Jack Frost looking at the old tones of that tone, the Christmas song. In parentheses, chestnuts roasting on the fire, just in case. That's number 3. And it was originally done by the great Nat King Cole, whose daughter, Natalie Cole, was a singer as well. Both died way young, way before. Nat King Cole, which we had cancer, died early. But this song is iconic. Along with White Christmas, you ask any person on the street. Well, nowadays they're not something different. But if you went back, let's say you time travel back to the 60s or 70s, and you're the reporter of the street, you ask anybody walking down the street, what's your favorite Christmas song? Chances are they're going to say either White Christmas or the Christmas song. If not Rudolph or one of those. So the Christmas song was written by the great Mel Torme, the Velvet Fog himself. He was a singer, especially a jazz singer. And he was known for this very velvety, smooth, silky voice. And he wasn't really a songwriter, but he wrote this song in the middle of summer. Get this. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost looking at your nose, was written in the middle of summer during a heat wave while Mil Torme was sitting on the beach. I kid you not. Now, why would he think of a Christmas song? There he said the ocean. He had probably the Pacific Ocean. I guess Torme lived out in LA or Holland. So he's probably on the beach out there in July, soaking up the sun. And all of a sudden, in his mind, it comes, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I was like, what the hell is that? So that's a story. So that's number 3. Number 2, the number 2 all-time popular song. Can you guess what it is? You know what? I would have said Holly Jolly Christmas or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Has been around forever. Gene Autry, remember Gene Autry? Then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a great animated special in the 60s, which is still popular. But no, it's not. No. The number 2 most popular song of all time, most popular Christmas song of all time, is Christmas, the church bells are done, Christmas, I'm watching it fall, Christmas, you should be born for Christmas, baby, please come home, baby, please come home. That is the 7th most popular pop song, Christmas song of all time. And the one who did it was a lady named Darlene Love. And surprised the hell out of it. Today it's okay. It's okay. I would put other songs at number 2 rather than that, but it's okay. It's okay. Church bells will chime, Christmas. I'm watching it fall, Christmas. It's not a song I exactly know the lyrics to. Yeah, it's not like you Frosty the Snowman, Sunday, or some of the traditional Silent Night, Joy to the World, Deck the Halls. So that's number 10. All right. It took us a long time. It was like pulling teeth from the album. Number 1 song, the number 1 song, pop Christmas song of all time. Can you guess what it is? This is the Billboard magazine declared this song as the number 1 song of all time. You know, it's a cover. You know, really, do I have to tell you? All I want for Christmas is you, baby. All I want for Mariah Carey. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. Number 1 pop song, Christmas. And as I said, this song rakes in $80 million for this woman. $80 million. Because she doesn't need to do a thing. She already recorded it later. So all she needs to do is sit there and collect checks, right? That's why I'm telling you. Listen to Daddy. You need to write a Christmas song, and you will never, ever, ever have to work again. Do it. Do it. Sit down and write the names. Anyway, so that's our top 5. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I even forgot what the chips. But whatever, Darlene Love. Number 3, the Christmas song, Justin Sourcing. Number 4, Last Christmas. Number 5, the Christmas song. Some of the songs that were just bubbling under the top 5 were Jingle Bell Rock, by Bobby Helms. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. So there were some good ones that were right there, and I just didn't make it to the top 5. Maybe next year. There's always another Christmas. All right, before we shut down the show, a couple of things. Eagles play Monday night at Los Angeles to play those pesky LA Chargers. Now it looks like the Chargers will make the playoffs. Um, and you know, if you look at the history of Eagles Chargers, the Chargers have always given the Eagles problems, even way back in the day. When Dan Fouts was quarterback in the Chargers, John Hayden, there's a dude, John Hayden used to be quarterback for the Chargers back in the 70s. Lance Allworth, Bambi was the receiver. Kevin Winslow, tight end in the league. Chargers had some great players, and the Chargers had some great uniforms too. Those powder blue uniforms that the Chargers sometimes still wear. Great looking uniforms. And of course, who could forget the Chargers' great kicker back in the 80s? Ralph Bitterschott. And not many people know that Ralph Bitterschott, the kicker of the Chargers, was the original host of Wheel of Fortune. I can do that. Could be a good bar. You're going into the bar for Christmas. Yeah, around the holidays, you can buy the boys a drink. They say, I got a bar back. Should you name the original host of Wheel of Fortune? Whoever can't needs to buy you a drink. That's all I gotta say. And the answer, somebody say Chuck Woolery. Remember Chuck Woolery? But that's not right. That is not real. It's not Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery hosted Wheel of Fortune for a time, and he almost got the gig for the nighttime syndicated show of Pat Sajak, who came to that kind of show. And Chuck Woolery made a really bright, intelligent business decision of declining the host of our television and Wheel of Fortune. Not too good. But the original host of Wheel of Fortune was kicker Ralph Bitterschott. I think Bitterschott was getting out of football. He was a good-looking guy from what I know. And obviously he had some experience in broadcasting. And that's why he ended up with this sort of a part-time gig hosting the daytime version of Wheel of Fortune, but it didn't last very long. And he went back to kicking the football. He wasn't too good at that either. But anyway, the Eagles were actually favored by 3 points. That's kind of scares me. Well, I mean, this Eagle team got to get their act together. They lost 2 games in 1 week or two. They lost to the sticking for the Cowboys, and then they lost Black Friday to the Bears. The Bears. So I don't know. You'd like to think Eagles would bounce back. Monday night, all relative too. But are they going to bounce back? Or is it going to be sitting at the collapse of 23? Rival the collapse in the stock market in 29, the collapse of 23. When the Eagles just total still made the playoffs because they got off to a 10-win start to year. But that was it after that. I would like to think the Eagles would bounce back. I would like to think that, but will they? I don't know. We'll talk about the game more Friday or Saturday. But that's coming up. Phillies. Don't forget the Phillies. But got my Phillies tickets for next year yesterday. We don't know who's going to be playing for the team. Heck, I got the tickets. We're going to have a better idea who's going to be playing for these Phillies next week because Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and stuff, the winter meetings where all the general managers, the club owners, we all get together. Hi, good working. They all get together and they schmooze each other, and they make trades, they sign free agents, and they're doing all that down in Atlanta or maybe Florida this year. So when you're not hanging out at Disney World, they'll be making some deals, hopefully. So maybe by next week, although if comptrollers come back to fold, you know, if JT Remoto's coming back to fold, we'll see if Harrison Bader is coming back. I'd like him to come back. I like Harrison Bader. He brought a little bit of enthusiasm to the club. He plays a really good center field. He's always good to have a guy like that, just in case. Let's say they give Justin Crawford, that young first round pick, the center field job next year. If he can't handle it, you got Harrison Bader can just slide right over to center field and do the job. In the meantime, Harrison Bader can platoon with Brandon Walsh in left field. And I'd like to see him come up. I really like Major Swarms. I love to see him from Falcons. I think Ranger was up for this. If you can't play well, you can't play well. He's going to get a gig. Well, he's sure he can start. I've heard Toronto, God forbid that he ends up with the Mets. Oh, God. Would like to see Ranger up two, 3 times a year. No way. And I told you this before, I would never be Ranger Shores because it's not his fault that the Phillies don't let us sign him. I think Ranger wants to stay. Phillies are like, we got enough starting pitching. We need to bring some younger guys on board. We need a painter. Bye-bye, Ranger. Yeah, Ranger was always a good guy, a great fielder. And I think he's an underrated pitcher. So wherever Ranger goes, I think he's going to do. We're going to know more about what this Phillies team is going to look like next year, next week. So I'll be on next week. We'll talk about baseball. It'll be good to talk hot stone baseball. Good. All right, so that's coming up. Last thing I want to say, well, you know, my book is out stronger than both. And check it out. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Noble. I got an author page on Goodreads. And it's just digital. Yeah, I go on and read it on your PDF, on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet. But down the road, it is going to be audio. And I got to tell you, I am excited about the audiobook coming in a few minutes. Why? Because I heard the voice. I heard the voice, like the voice of God. The voice that is going to read my book on the audio. You know what? He sounds just like the guy. Remember the guy who narrated Christmas Story? Ralphie will shoot your eye out. The guy who talks over me and stuff. He's got the smooth, velvety voice. The guy who's going to be doing my book is not the same guy, but he sounds just like that. Sounds just like that. So I'm excited because I know there's some people out there who just don't like to read. You know, maybe you like to listen to your books while you're driving. Or maybe you just want to lay back and close your eyes and fall asleep. Although my story is sure just it's good if you have insomnia, you know, better than morbid. But some people just like to relax and chill out and not have to worry about reading, eye strain, and just chill out and listen to them. Yeah. Well, this is going to be nuts because you're going to get to hear my story, which I think is really good. And you're going to hear a real professional voice talk to you. And it's not like he's going to be reading it to you. He's actually going to be talking to you like a conversation. As like you and me are sitting on that back deck, having a beer or an iced tea, and we'll just shoot the books. That's exactly what it's going to be. So I can't wait. I'll let you know when it's out, the audio version. But in the meantime, please check out the digital version, which I think is really good. So stronger than both. Look for it wherever they sell fine books. All right, everybody. What we talked about, we talked a lot of crap today. Miley Cyrus, we talked men's commercials, we talked fake Christmas stuff, we talked monkeys and bears and tigers. Oh my, monkeys and bears and tigers. We talked Beatles, we talked films, we talked my own little book. I'm ready to take it out. Thank you. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for listening to me. And not only for this time, but for all the years. And maybe you guys peace and love, and you can have a great day. I'll be back again, maybe Friday or Saturday. We'll talk more about that Eagles game. Eagles Chargers, Monday night. It seems like the Eagles haven't played forever, They played last Friday, and now they're not playing till Monday. The Eagles haven't played, get this, the Eagles haven't played on Sunday in like 3 weeks. Think about that. Right? Because, well, no, that's not true. They just played against Dallas on Sunday. What the hell am I talking about? Forget it. They haven't played a 1 o'clock Sunday game, which I'd like to see. So, all right, everybody. Well, peace and love. Take care. Thanks for watching. And hey, enjoy the holiday season. That'll be fun. It'll be gone before you know it. So enjoy. Take care. Bye.